All right, so aloha and welcome to Activating Your Natural Body. We are on a recorded line, getting folks admitted. So if I pause, that is the only reason. If you don't have a pen and paper handy, please grab one here over the next minute or two. It's going to be really important to take some notes. I am your host, Mindie Adamos. I am a shaman and energy healer, amongst a lot of other things, an independent consultant at LifeVantage and the leader and mentor of the Rise and Reclaim team. So we're honored to have you all tonight. Stick around, save your questions, write them down. We will do an open Q&A after we go through some presentation information. And our goal as we move through this tonight is to ensure that you understand things like the cells of the body, biohacking and nutrigenomics, why we feel so often overwhelmed. We're going to definitely talk about things like oxidative stress. We're absolutely going to cover cellular level understanding and healing options. And a big one tonight is activation versus supplementation, understanding the side effects of all of this energy, being your own advocate, and a more intuitive and natural way to heal. Biohacking with nutrigenomics. So these are probably a couple of larger words. You're not going to have to memorize them, but I do want to go through them because they are the absolute foundation of cellular healing, of energetic and cellular healing. So the definition of nutrigenomics is referred to studies on the effects of nutrients and bioactive food on gene expression of an individual. Basically, for biohackers, it consists of making small, incremental diet and or lifestyle changes to make small improvements in your health and well-being. Nutrigenomics can hack your biology in several ways, such as decreasing your risk of developing disease, preventative, helping achieve physical, mental, emotional changes, losing weight, or even reducing depression symptoms, helping optimize a body function such as your blood or gut bacteria, and so much more. Now, scientists have come a long way in estimating the number of cells in the average human body. The most recent estimates put these numbers of cells at around 30 trillion, okay? 30 trillion cells. All right. I am going to just make sure you guys are all muted because I'm just getting a little bit of interference there. So can you guys all ensure that your mutes are on for me? That would be fantastic. All right. So why do we feel so off? And we are in overload, okay? This is outside pollutants. This is the foods we consume, or even in some cases, the most accessible foods. What is being sprayed on our foods here in the hazmat suits? Why are people having to wear hazmat suits to spray produce and fruits and others? Certainly things like medications, alcohols, spirits, different injectables, just absolute outdoor pollution. We sit in our cars, we absolutely live a very sedentary life, and there's a lot of stress and overwhelm. Each of us understand that completely, and disruptions in our sleep, and even not enough sleep, or certainly not the quality. So how does this show up in our body? How does this show up in our body? This is showing up as such things as chronic fatigue, no energy, brain fog, lack of concentration, cannot stay focused and complete tasks, aches and pains, sick often. We call that more chronic sickness, headaches, migraines. These can lead to debilitating, migraines or chronic migraines, stress, again, sleep issues, and so much more. Now, did you all know that over 200 diseases are linked to oxidative stress? I think it's much more than that. And there's a lot of research that supports that as well. Now, when you guys think of oxidative stress, that's a word. That's a big word. But really think of this as like inflammation and deterioration of that chronic oxidative stress. When you think of an apple and it begins to brown, this is the result of oxidative stress. And it happens in our body as we go through in life. And as we age, it's dramatically accelerated by our hijacked environment. So down here at the bottom, you can see a normal cell is quite gelatinous, almost like a jellyfish. Free radicals attacking the cell then start to cause that perfect gelatinous cell to wobble, deteriorate, have dysfunction. And cells with oxidative stress then are deteriorating and no longer functioning at proper levels. The cells of our body, do we really understand what's going on inside the body? And the answer is absolutely not, which is part of our mission. And that is that every single day when we talk about health and well-being, we are really just scratching the surface, and we tend to stay in symptom management only. But look at some of these pictures. And you don't have to be a doctor, or a neurologist, or a biologist, or someone passionate about health and wellness to know we have a lot to learn, and the cells of our body are very, very complex, and they're incredibly intuitive. Now, our bodies don't actually just have what we call as our meat suits, right? We don't just have, hearts and livers. We have so much more. So the skeleton body, we're going to talk about GLP tonight, and we're going to talk about the muscle body where GLP is made. We're going to talk about the levels of our organs and our veins and our nervous system, our meridians, and our energy body as well. We cannot biohack or talk about health and well-being if we're not talking about the mind, body, and spirit. There are layers to the body, many, many, many layers. We have multiple systems, and we have layered systems. So no longer after tonight, we hope that you take away and look at health and well-being differently. And that's at looking at the multiple systems and the multiple layered systems in order to really get to root cause. What are true root causes though? High blood pressure, arthritis, MS, Lyme's, fibromyalgia, fertility, brain fog, stroke, cancer, ADHD, any title to mental health, gas and bloat, chronic pain, chronic disease. We are ready to treat more than just symptoms though. We are really, truly ready to have you go and be such an advocate for yourself and really start to peel back some of these layers of who we really are in order to be an advocate for yourself and perhaps even others. We are not here to just treat symptoms. So how do we do it differently? This is why you guys are here tonight. We are no longer working with just symptoms. We are working on the systems and switching them on with nutrigenomics, biohacking our biology. We turn the body back on as it was designed. We use science and natural herbs to activate your body's natural God-given systems. This is activation. And we do it using the perfect microdosing of natural products to work in perfect synergy. This is biohacking. And again, look at this cell. Do you guys realize the complexity of, 300 trillion cells or whatever? The number is so off the charts, right? But we have plasma membranes, we have the nucleus, we have mitochondria. We're going to talk a lot about the layers here, but it's very complex. There is a better way. Star these two notes in your journal tonight. Supplementation versus activation. Supplementation at the very basic core of that process, buying supplements, can assist when you have a vitamin and mineral deficiency. It can assist. It's typically very short term. Okay. Activation turns your body into making its own while improving absorption, conversion, and elimination. It's long term because it's biohacking. Let's go into a few of the layers. Supplementation is helpful when there's a deficiency, okay? And that supports the cell's processes. Any extra, though, you pee it out. And supplementation is only as good as your cells are to some degree as well. So if you're covered in inflammation and your cells are highly inflamed, and they are, it's only as good as your cell health. Everyone is different, friends. So when you're shopping and taking supplements, you're taking too much at times. Some people are not taking enough. This can lead to oversupplementation. It can also lead to not feeling better because you're not absorbing them. Underdosing, overdosing, and confusion is what is working. Is the confusion comes in, is this working or is it not? Did I take enough of it? Did I wait long enough? Did I take it long enough to see the benefits? This leads to massive confusion. And if you already have absorption issues, and you do, everybody does, conversion issues and eliminating issues, this is also impacting your ability to actually receive that which you're taking and what you're paying for. Now, activation, on the other hand, is a totally different ballgame. Activation is essentially for everyone, especially as you age and as you're healing and as you're reversing health issues, because it's supporting your body's ability to switch back on existing normal cellular functions. You don't pee it out. So what does this mean? Healthy cells makes healthy tissue. Healthy tissue makes healthy organs. Healthy organs make up those healthy systems, and healthy systems make up healthy humans. So activation gets you back to the health, gets to the cellular health, right? It's making your trillions of cells do and work as they're intended. So microdosing or biohacking is taking the guesswork out of the equation. When it is in perfect synergy and it's a patented product and your body recognizes it as its natural component, it takes the guesswork out. So you're not just taking antioxidants, but you're making them. So oxidative stress at the core of most diseases is an absolute fact. You can go to pubmed.gov. Right now, there's over 348,000 PubMed studies on oxidative stress. Now take a look. In 2024, there's over 350,000 articles. PubMed is the creme de la creme, the gold standard of medicine. It's from the National Library of Medicine. And notice the chart from 1960 to 1925 over here on this side with the red arrow. So in 1960, oxidative stress was pretty much non-existent. It didn't even make a chart. And now in 2025, you can see those numbers climbing. Free radical oxidative stress is absolutely at the core of disease, right? Inflammation, we hear that buzzword all the time. So where did it all start with this amazing opportunity, and why are we all here, and how are we here to help you, and why are we taking time out of our journey to celebrate, connect, and share and talk story about why we activate at the cellular level? Well, back in 2005, you guys should recognize the ABC primetime investigative reporter, John, and understand that he was on TV at the time to kind of prove things wrong, if you will, kind of make a mockery on some level of this blue bottled Protandim NRF2. What is it? Where it all started. And what he did was he went live on national television and did this investigative report. And within a couple of weeks, he had his blood drawn again, okay, on live television to measure a lot of, components, but especially the oxidative stress, his blood quality. And the Protandim NRF2 is multi-patented, and it reduces the oxidative stress by 40% in just 30 days. And after just a couple of weeks, back in 2005, when this all started, this little company and this little brand called Protandim, they could not tell the difference between his blood and that of a newborn, which is incredible. He was still, aging in his primetime report. So our flagship product is called Protandim NRF2. It's multi-patented. It's made of 5 herbs: green tea, ashwagandha, turmeric, bacoba, and milk thistle. Multi-patents, and it means 100% of the time in 100% of the persons. It reduces oxidative stress by 40% in the first 30 days and 70% over 4 months. Now, here's a little example for you guys, just to do a little homework on your own, maybe blood panels or results you've already gotten. But did you know that CRP is an inflammation marker? Okay. If your arteries are inflamed, you have a greater risk for cardiovascular problems and a whole host of other issues. But did you know that take the Protandim NRF2, it has a patent because it actually reduces CRP, which is the protein made in the liver. And I know you guys cannot go a day on this earth without somebody talking about liver issues, psoriasis, cirrhosis, or cirrhosis of the liver. Also psoriasis, which is a skin issue caused by liver backup, and so much more. So this is an incredible patented product. And one of the patents is that it absolutely reduces that inflammation marker. Now, PubMed.gov is something you want to put in your notes, because there are independent research studies and there are over 20 peer-reviewed independent journal publications from Harvard, American Aging Association, Texas Tech, American Heart Association. That's a fun one we can talk about maybe in the Q&A. University of Colorado, Virginia Commonwealth, and Ohio State, and more. If you even have one peer-reviewed study, which means that they independently, with their own budget, went and peer-reviewed this product, even having one on PubMed.gov is off the charts. So to have 20 peer review with all of these universities and places of medical investigation and peer-reviewed studies, we have over 20. It's off the charts. And just in case you're wondering, John Quinones, I always say his name wrong, he is actually still activating. This was him in 2023. And that is incredible. 18, 19 years later, he is still activating, for those who are curious about his journey with activation today. All right. Remember what we said. Internal antioxidants, we have to fix the cell in order to feel well. We are turning our body's natural ability to turn on its ability to create these antioxidants. Now, here is a perfect analogy that stuck with me almost 3.5 years ago when I started activating me and my family's natural body. And that is how we do it better. Why does our company do it better? And really, it should say the best, because it's patented. External antioxidants. So if you were to take something as a supplement to assist you in increasing your ability to fight off or produce your antioxidants, it's 1-to-1. So you would take something and it would go after one free radical, let's say, or it would create the 1-to-1 ratio. But when you activate your internal systems, you're at the cellular level, your body's ability turns on the antioxidants 1,000,000-to-1. So in this diagram on the left, what you're currently taking is basically like taking a Dixie cup when your house is on fire. First of all, it would burn to the ground before. You could never keep up with a Dixie cup, a 1-to-1. But when you activate your natural body from the inside out, and I will remind you, these are patented products, so I can say this 100% of the time and 100% of the people, it's 1,000,000-to-1. So your own body, as if it were 18 years old, 14 years old, 22 years old, healthy, strong, available, and ready, is 1,000,000-to-1 in the antioxidant production. We didn't stop there. I'm going to highlight 2 other products before we move through and get ready for some Q&A. We also have what's called a Protandim NRF1, and we have a Protandim NAD. We did not stop activating the NRF2 pathway. We also activate 2 other pathways NRF1 and NAD. It restores and regenerates the mitochondria. It's the powerhouse of the cell. It gives the energy to your cells, your trillions and trillions of cells. You wonder why those of us activating have sustained, consistent energy. That's part of it. And the NAD increases the sirtuin activity by 100% in 24 hours. This might be a little bit new for some of you, but it activates the cell autophagy, which is the removal of cellular waste. That's your body's natural process of being able to go through and sift and sort cellular health. Cells want to be fixed and upgraded. Okay, we want to upcycle and fix and give them everything they need so they're gelatinous and beautiful and operate, pure and perfect at the cellular level. The autophagy process is where your body is sifting and sorting, and it will have to eliminate those cells that are not repairable. The NAD is also a product that you are going to hear so much about, and we already do for those of us who are helping activate, but man, it's at the center of so much, including fertility. So our products and services in a what's called a tri-synergizer pack actually increase in performance by taking them all three together. So these are patented products that also, when taken in combination, all three together, for example, your NRF2 goes and performs for healthy inflammation response. It goes up to 1,563% better with tri-synergizer than with Protandim alone. So Protandim alone already does a 40% in 30-day, decrease of your oxidative stress. But then when you take them all three together, it's over 1,500%. Or NRF1 is responsible for the mitochondria biogenesis, and it performs 71% better with tri-synergizer than just with the Protandim NRF2 taken alone. Glutathione is another word you're going to want to put in your notes and do some research about it. It is absolutely at the center of immunes, health and well-being, and so much more. Now, before we get into Q&A, we want to highlight an absolute amazing product that has just been launched. And for you guys, this is good news because it's officially back in stock. We sold out so big, so fast that most of us who've been with the company and activating, it actually went on back order for different periods of time. And over the last couple of weeks, we're officially in a one-to-one order situation. So if you were to go to the website and order, it's available. But the GLP-1 hormone is widely discussed in today's world, particularly in the weight loss industry. And it's far beyond the type 2 diabetes discussion. It's far more than weight loss, though. And ours is without side effects. So it's been 2 years in the making. We use proprietary formulas with all natural ingredients. It is patent pending, and it's a natural GL1P without the side effects. We can activate weight and fat loss through the GLP, the body's GLP system. It helps regulate things like blood sugar. It protects your heart. It protects your brain. It's the health of your gut, your liver, your kidneys, and more. Clinical results, we had a 12-week human clinical study. We have the results available in a lot more detail, but let's highlight a few of them tonight. The mind-body GLP system increases your body's, and this is biohacking, this is activation. It increases your GLP-1 by 140% on average, balances hunger hormones, helps maintain blood sugar, optimizes gut microbiome. In the 12-week clinical human study, 82% took back their relationship with food. 96% of them chose smaller portions, 11% total body weight loss, up to 27% visceral fat loss. That's that really, it's a different type of fat, and it's situated in and amongst the organs, and it's often referred to as the most dangerous. Weight loss cravings and more, 95% reduced sugar cravings. The average weight loss in 8 weeks was 9 pounds. Make a note that on average for the 12-week clinical study, it was 25 pounds, which shows us that the body's system became even more intuitive and even more smart as the GLP was being activated weeks 4, 8, and 12. So by week 12, it was like a well-oiled machine. It was working and moving. And obviously results will vary by person based on your history, your medication, your chronic illness, what some of your goals are, but it's pretty incredible. Clinical results also had people feeling full longer, reduced food noise. That means different things to different people, but that constant feeling of snacking, constant talking about food. What am I going to eat? Is it the right thing? Anything that could be considered a distraction. Improve sleep. We mentioned less snacking, mood regulation, improved mood regulation and energy, reducing hunger, improve choices when you're selecting food to buy and eat, and inches lost, massive inches lost for many. Now, the gut-brain axis that we're activating here, friends, is the two-way communication between your gut and your brain. A lot of people will say this is your number one brain. I will tell you your gut is your number one brain, because if the gut is not activating and sending the proper signals, this brain up here is not going to get the right communication anyway. It helps being satiated, feeling full, hunger, cravings. It helps regulate digestion, mood, immune response, and energy balance. Impacted by exercise and mindfulness. So this is a total mind, body, spirit situation that we're talking about. As a reminder, some of you may be new to the GLP conversation, and that's okay. We're here to answer all your questions tonight. But think fat loss, not weight loss. And there's a little diagram here that really talks about how when your body is 170 pounds, or in this case on the left, the body on the left is 130 pounds, but has 20% body fat. And the same weight, 130 pounds on the right, has 35% body fat. So the more muscle you have, the more fat you burn. You will look and feel slimmer and lighter. The body initially goes through a process where the water comes in and it's clearing out the toxins in the cell, the fat cells. Then it gets refilled with water until the cells shrink and finally results will come. Everybody's body is a little different, but this has been happening massively. I was on a 10-day, very rare trial back in September. And I can tell you that I had a calm that I'd never had before. I found so many other things that felt really good in my body, but I could start to feel the inches. And at the time, I didn't even have a scale or use a scale, but I knew my clothes were fitting differently. By the time I started the GLP, we'll talk about some of the testimonials. We all saw and felt movement and looseness in our clothes, and in some cases, massive results. Here's just a few examples. These folks are real people. Tyler on the right, I know him. This is a gentleman who many of you guys have met over time as well, but these are real people with real results. But look at the body image different. Body composition is shifting. And Tyler over here, he was part of the 30-day challenge. He lost 30 pounds in 30 days. He feels great. He feels amazing. He was already activating his pathways, but the GLP system is profound. Here's a few more. A 6-week transformation over here on the left. There were no pounds changed on her scale, but look how more comfortably fitting her dress is. And sweet Shauna, who is an amazing leader in our company, she had a 7-week and 12-week. She and her husband continue to make additional choices, stay activated on their NAD and NRF2 pathways and so many other ways, but also taking the GLP. The results are phenomenal. These are real people, real results that we work and connect with every day. This is not some stranger from the internet across the globe. Now, we are going to move it over to questions, which is what I want to save the most amount of time from tonight so that we can help you guys understand activation versus supplementation at the root. There are so many other products we have that can help you in any situation. It's the blessing that we have. So I am going to open it up to questions, and I am going to hit the stop record and open this up so that we can see all your faces. 1 second here, maybe.